confrontation with Steele's old mentor, Azrir, who is massing warforged armies to try to take out all of Corvair. Shortly after taking to the air, they've noticed a large group of warforged containing about 8 warforged titans and 200 to 300 troops marching their way towards Kenran. Utilizing the mobility of their airship and their powerful cannons, a little bit of barrels full of rocks and metal shrapnel, they were able to decimate this entire force, flying circles around them. Once they were able to wipe out this force moving forward, they continued on their journey. As things seemed to be going a little too quiet for them, however, they heard an arcane noise come from below and then an explosion as the kyber crystal binding the air elemental to their ship, keeping it aloft, was destroyed, and the ship began to plummet to the ground. Steele, trying to go down and see if maybe he might be able to fix this before the ship crashes, discovered that there was a drow invisible, having used some form of a disintegrate spell or some form of magic to destroy that kyber crystal, getting a little bit of revenge on him before rushing back up to the deck, as all the crew barely made it off before the ship slammed into the ground, upturning itself and shattering itself across the plains. The last, of course, remaining on the ship was Halceris, the acting captain, who was going to go down with the ship until his friend Steele used a spell to teleport him out of harm's way. The crew then went through and started to salvage what they could from their ship, as the rest of their crew, all having Featherfall tokens, as is kind of a necessary requirement when you're flying aboard an airship, all floated down. They started digging through for scrap. They found their hover horses intact mostly and started salvaging as much of stuff as they could. And that is where we left our adventurers last week, as you guys have been currently salvaging for about an hour and a half to 2 hours at this point. What is it you all are looking? What else is it you all are looking to salvage?
Well, I was hoping that I could find out if Boomer is still around, my preferred cannon of choice.
Okay, the cannon that you tinkered with right before your confrontation with the large host, you are able to find. The wooden base of it with the wheels is damaged. However, the cannon itself is still intact.
Oh, it's gonna need an upgrade anyway. I'm gonna take it back to my impromptu shop that we're setting up.
Okay, several of your crew have to help you with this, as a cannon is not a light item.
I mean, I do have the menagerie, and they both have better strength scores than I do.
Between so between you, Biscuit, Ursula, and probably a couple other deckhands as well, you guys are able to move this cannon over. While you're recovering that, Taryn, what are you scrounging around for?
What do I need? What do I need? I guess did we get out? Where did we put the Warforge Buster arrows? Are they in my?
They're in your quiver,
yes.
actually.
So these special arrows that Steel had crafted for you, the armor piercing arrows, are actually in your quiver right now. They are actually on your in your inventory on your character sheet already.
Oh, nice. Well, I guess I'll.
Shard.
Yeah.
Shard makes it easy.
Yeah, sure. I guess I'll go get the chest, the hidey hole,
The Happy Fun Trail?
Yeah, the Happy Fun Jail.
Yeah, so okay, you're looking for your chest that was the dungeon.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, if I remember correctly, they brought that to us as we were convening
Yeah.
at the end. So
Ye-
we should
yeah.
have it.
Yeah, you guys do have that.
Well,
With it having been a magical thing, it actually doesn't seem to really have taken much damage at all.
well, all right. I guess I'll go down. We'll get it to the side, set it up, go down and check on 3.
Okay.
That's what I'll do actually. Yeah.
Echo, what are you doing?
Is our bag of holding safe? You have it.
Yeah, Steel.
It's on me.
Steel keeps the bag of holding on him even
Okay.
while he sleeps.
That's good. I don't have anything of value from the ship that I can think of, except for my handy dandy notebook that I was taking all my notes on how to be a good captain on. And so, if that's not on my person,
Okay, so you're gonna look for
yeah,
that.
we'll scratch for that
Okay.
just in case. I know there's no ship to captain, but like for future
Okay.
reference, if I need to submit a resume elsewhere, like show my leadership skills, gotta practice.
I forgot about your
Echo
handy
is-
dandy notebook.
As Echo is scrounging, can I say, Echo, if you find any rice, we need lunch.
Okay.
If you can find, I don't know if we have any barrels left intact, but if we find some rice, we can at least make some risotto.
Perfect. I'll look for rice, and if anyone has anything else they want, they need an extra hand looking for, I will grant assistance.
Okay, so throughout this adventure, you have been an assistant captain, a sous chef, and now apparently you can cast spells too. So
Jack of all
I'm a
trades?
sponge.
you are a very interesting barbarian. Halceris, what is your intent?
I am going to command Richter and the rest of the hands that are not tending to any wounded. There weren't any real wounds, right, because of the feather fall, and they were all
Yes.
behind the crash.
Yeah,
So-
they were all behind the crash, so they didn't get hit. But when it splintered out and shattered, they all jumped as soon as you gave the command,
Yep.
which was still at about 500 feet up. So they were pretty safe.
So I will command them to begin trying to salvage as much of the supplies as they can. We will need to divvy it up, and they have a long walk back to Kendron. So I will command them to do that, and then I am going to make my way to the captain's quarters, our lead chamber, and go look for my notes that I have been taking, as well as the maps of the Mournlands that I have.
Okay.
That I copied over from Sebastian's ship.
Okay. All right. Echo, I'm gonna need you to give me an investigation check, as well as you, Halceris, for looking through the rubble for that stuff.
I don't have locate object, do I?
A 13.
Okay.
Can I use detect magic because it was the tracing, I believe, was done with the magic ink because it was like a moving sort of picture. So could I ritually cast detect magic to try to help? Oh, I can't ritually, so I guess can I Oh, that's dispel. Sorry. Did I pack detect magic? No, I didn't. So, yeah, never mind.
Okay. I was gonna say detect magic you usually can do ritually, but yeah,
I was
dispel
looking at
magic you
dispel.
can't. Yeah.
All right. So investigation. I'll guide myself. Yeah, I guess we'll just go for it. 9 plus d4 roll. So that's 13.
Okay. So it kind of takes you each about half hour, 45 minutes or so digging through the different rubble, but you know roughly where the stuff within the ship was. Echo, you do find your notebook. However, it is torn in two.
There's no way. Does anyone have like does mending work on a notebook?
There's only one way for you to find out.
Okay. I was like, "Sir!" Like, I'll be heartbroken as I see it, but then I'm like, wait, magic exists, and I'll like run to steal.
I mean,
Yeah,
mending
yes.
is good for some stuff.
I don't know. The tape doesn't exist in this world, so mending it is.
We could make
I-
tape.
You constantly see me put mending stuff because I'm periodically like, oh, I should not have twisted that off. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I'll cast mending on her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Her.
Lovely.
Yeah.
and it's easy enough. I mean, the menu spell. Yeah, he mends the spine of the notebook, and everything is perfectly back intact.
Am I able to find rice as well so we can all eat and survive?
So I am gonna say you went for your notebook first. As soon as you saw it torn, you ran straight to steal.
Yeah, I didn't focus on the rice.
You
That-
weren't
that
thinking
also
about the
tracks.
rice, but
That
you did
tracks.
you did notice that a lot of the crew were bringing different stuff out. Like they were grabbing all the food and stuff that was salvageable, so they were already working that.
Perfect.
Halceris, you got a 13 as well, so you do find you find a couple of the maps and stuff, and your captain's book.
Yeah, I'm just like kind of brushing it off, and then like I do a solemn, just kind of moment of quiet in like the chambers, and it's just like, you were a good ship. I'm sorry I'm not a better captain. I walk out.
Okay.
I wish one of us was there to hear that.
No, then I wouldn't have said it. I gotta be alone.
That's fair. That's fair. Taryn, well, actually, Halceris, while you were there too, and you were looking at the maps and you were kind of saying that little prayer to yourself, you also noticed something that you don't remember seeing in the captain's quarters. It looks to be some sort of piece of leather kind of poking out from under some boards.
Sarah's is worried that he's found someone's stash and is going to have a talk about drugs. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a dad. I don't want to be a narc. Halceris goes to it.
All right. You go to it, and as you kind of tug on it a little bit, it's buried. It's a lot bigger than what it looked like at first. And as you kind of clear some of the boards away, it looks to be a leather cloak. You have not seen this before.
No one. Did someone buy a cloak? Did someone try to hide the cloak?
But you notice going along the edges of it are religious and arcane symbols, all representing the sovereign host.
I think Halceris like flips up either the table or some debris to like lay it out on, and then I'll ritually cast Identify. I guess I'll take some time since I'm just like the ship doesn't feel like it's gonna like creak and fall in on me, does it? Like
No,
we've
so
crashed enough.
we're a couple hours into this now. Most of the stuff is like if you started
Settled.
shifting stuff underneath, it would probably start to collapse more in on itself.
Okay.
But so you spend 11 minutes casting Identify. And this is the Wing of Sybaris. So the Wing of Sybaris is a magical cloak that allows you to, one time per day, cast Beacon of Hope without expending a spell slot, and does not require concentration. Additionally, you have a feature where you can protect yourself or others whenever you see somebody within 30 feet of you get hit by an attack. You can use your reaction to manifest spectral wings from that individual, granting them an AC bonus equal to your proficiency bonus, possibly causing that attack to miss. And you can do that 4 times per day with this. As you seem to have found another relic of Sybaris along your travels.
I utter a prayer to the host and say to them, we may have lost wings to fly, but perhaps these wings will carry us further. Sovereign host. It's like a Numina Patre thing, except it's got 9 sides, so it's just a lot of going around.
Yeah, it's that whole weird symbol. That symbol.
Yeah. It's a lot like a drive shaft. So it starts at 1 and then down and then up again and then down. So. Yeah. So matter of fact, that's the symbol of the sovereign host, so everybody can see it. I will just take this with me for now. Just
okay.
Put it under my arm and make my way out of the wreckage.
Okay. Taryn, you are heading down into your dubbed Happy Fun box.
Happy Fun Time Jail.
Happy Fun Time Jail.
Happy Friend
That's
Jail or something like that.
Yeah, Happy Friend Jail.
Is this at least happening like all in the same camp right at this point? I see him. Okay.
Yeah, as you see him walking, starting to climb down, you're coming around the corner with everybody carrying the cannon over. Because it took you guys a little bit to dig that cannon out of the rubble. But as you climb down there, things are a little different than what you remember them being before. It's obviously a lot cleaner because you guys have basically submerged this underwater, let it fill up, and dumped it out at one point. And you had your crew kind of going cleaning the stuff up as well. But as you go down, instead of the narrow hallway with the 4 dungeon-like cells on either side, you enter what looks like a small dining room. And you see 3 just sitting there at a table eating some food.
Oh, well, you're alive. All right.
He looks up. Yeah. Why? Something happened?
Oh, yeah, we crashed.
Yep.
Crashed.
So, give me a perception check real quick.
I was looking for dice. God damn. Perception?
Yep.
22.
So with a 22, he looks older. Like 10 years older than what he was before he went in here.
He looks 10 years older?
Yeah. So when you guys met him in New Seer this last time, he looked to be maybe early 80s. He looks like he's in his mid 90s right now.
Mm-hmm. What happened to you?
What are you talking about?
Well, first of all, you're like 90 years old right now? What?
And he's just eating what looks to be maybe some porridge or something. Because
meal.
You see, he doesn't have any of his teeth anymore.
All right, come with me. And I kind of grab him and send him up the. Come on.
Okay, he slowly starts to climb up. You see his arms and his legs are shaking as he's climbing up.
This is elder abuse.
How else are we gonna get him out of there? I don't know.
Making an old man climb stairs or a ladder.
And he, after a couple minutes, he gets up and climbs out of the box.
Oh, so we out of the box now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just sit down over there. And I said, Helceris, Steel. Hell, Echo.
Yeah. What's going on?
He's old now, and I'm not sure why.
With Taryn telling you guys that, you don't have to roll. You can clearly tell that he seems to have rapidly aged.
Okay. I'm gonna try to inspect the box. Can I do some Arcana to see if there's a problem with?
Was
with
he
the-
like? Oh, sorry. I could continue. Finish up.
Go ahead. Go for it.
Oh, I was just gonna ask. Was he like? Not that I could figure this out, because, but like, was he under some sort of spell, or like was he using magic on himself to like slow down his aging?
Well, so you guys remember when you saw him the first time, he looked to be probably in his mid-20s. But then when you met up with him this last time, he looked to be in his 80s, and it's only been about 6 months. And at this point, he had lost his powers because he went to go see Mordain, found out that it wasn't really Mordain that he was working for the whole time. It turned out to be Azrir. Went there and he took his powers away from him, and he started to age from that.
Rapidly. Gotcha.
So Steel, you want to do Arcana?
Yeah. See what's
Yeah,
going
go
on
ahead,
with
roll
this dude.
that. Well, Echo, what were you gonna say?
Oh, that was just my question. Was like, was it
Okay.
magic that was keeping him young? But if he's lost his powers, then maybe that tracks that he's rapidly aging.
Okay.
That is a 26 on Arcana.
Okay, so 26 Arcana, checking out the chest and stuff like that. It feels like any other kind of dimensional space. It's definitely got a bit of magic in it, with just the nature of what it is. You've been in tiny huts before. You've seen tents that are a lot bigger on the inside than the outside, and that's the kind of sense of magic that you're getting from it.
But I get no sense that it will age any of us if we are inside.
No.
I'm gonna turn my introspection on him. What is his problem?
So looking at him, kind of understanding, like just having seen the progression of his aging from when you met him the first time, you're pretty sure it has something to do with whatever Azrir had removed from, like, taking his powers away, is causing him to age faster.
Is there any sort of item that's no longer on his person that I recognize? Like, was he wearing a ring or a special cape or something?
So the only thing that you see that he does not have anymore is the scythe that he had when he fought you guys.
Sounds good.
All right.
I will-
How's
I'll probably come up at this point after I've done my stuff in the captain's quarters, and I'm like, "Who's the old man? Oh, is it 3? What the? I am sorry. And I imagine y'all clue me in on what we've discovered so far. So then, do I think like this is? I mean, you know, warlocky nonsense is not a cleric's cup of tea, but does this look like something that? And I'll like do a ritual of identify, because if you touch a creature instead of an object, you can learn what spells or what magic is altering it.
Yep.
Using that, is there a way to either restore like whatever is going wrong with his body, or to like dispel if this is a curse of some kind?
So if you do the identify on him, you'll be able to identify what's going on, and based off of that, you would have to determine what kind of action you could take.
Okay. Yeah. I'll yeah. It's like a magical physical. I'm like, excuse me, and I like put up a curtain. Like, do a
Just curtain materializes out of nowhere.
Mhm.
Privacy. You hear the
Yeah.
gloves snap in the background.
so
What's he doing?
but like a 10-minute ritual casting, but I'm basically like looking over his body to be like a field medic that I am. I'm just like checking like his
Okay.
Checking his pulse, checking for infection. Things
So
like
I'm
that.
gonna say, go ahead, give me a medicine check. Even though I know Identify is going to tell you any magical things that are affecting him.
I will go ahead and guide myself on that one. Does the Identify give me advantage at all?
So I'm gonna say it's not going to, but I'm gonna say you can't do guidance because you're also doing this alongside ritual casting Identify.
Okay.
So
We'll just roll. I'll gift of luck. Aha! I got it in.
you said it just in time.
That's 14.
Okay, so with a 14, and our lovely friends at Cobalt Press for all this great magic you keep using. He's old. Like he is looking over him physically, he's just old. Once you finish your Identify, you get the sense that there's no longer anything affecting him. However, there's still a little bit of residual of some sort of magic that was making him not age.
Okay.
So it's as if whatever magic, when his powers got taken away from him, kept him about the same age, is gone, and now he's rapidly returning to what his actual appropriate age should be.
We've got a holy grail situation here.
Yeah.
Just slower.
Yeah, no, it's not happening in 5 seconds. This is happening
Over the course of a couple. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
I just
Great reference for it too. Yeah, like that's.
I look at 3 and I'm like, how old are you, sir?
About before the war, 120, 130 years old.
And he is human, yes?
Yes.
And you and I are of a kind. I am sorry, but there does not appear to be anything I can do for you. I apologize.
You definitely aged much. You see, he's kind of like drifting off now.
Yep. He's an old man. I will just the crew is bringing things. I will say just grab a blanket, wrap him up. He is an old man. It cannot be just cruel to someone. He was like this when you found him in the box? Was he just in his cell or what?
Yeah, the box. Just like not a jail anymore. Just look, Usher, and then I just open the box and head on down.
Okay, so you head on down. Taryn, name a room in a castle for me.
Foyer.
You walk into a foyer when you enter down in there. You see a small foyer with a door in front of you, closed.
So I peek back up and say, "So are you coming or not?"
Sure. Richter, keep this man safe. Is the crew starting a fire?
So it's midday right now.
Oh, it is.
Like it's like maybe 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Keep this man warm and dry. Make sure he does not wander off.
I'll take him back to me. I'm starting some forging and stuff, so I'll keep him with me.
You don't want to go in the box?
I want to get a couple things done first, but I'll be down in a minute.
House arrest goes down.
I will also follow.
Okay. So the three of you go down into your box, which was once opened up into a hallway with 4 jail cells. Now you see a very comfortable atmosphere foyer. Walls are made and floor made of stone, and a wooden door sitting in front of you.
Did the crash do this? Did it reset like the dimensional settings?
It's possible.
What is? Should we look behind the door?
Yeah, there's nothing else there. So it's the only house Sarah and I down here. No one else came.
No, Echo's
Echo
down there
came.
too.
Oh, Echo. All right. Let's see what we got. And I open the doors.
Okay. You open the doors into looks to be a entryway of sorts. Several doors lead off of this large entry room. And even a set of stairs going up to a second level.
This is interesting.
Halceris, give me a room.
A library.
You see one of the doors creak open, and you see through the doorway a nice comfortable chair with a couple candles on a table and books on the wall.
I'll pull out 2 daggers before I keep going in.
Echo, go and give me a room.
Ballroom.
Okay. You see another door creak open, and you hear soft music.
Oh, that's kind of creepy
Coming
now.
from the room.
That's cool and then that's creepy. This is within the
This is within the
box.
box that used to
within the
be
box. Oh my
a
God.
prison.
I'm intrigued.
You just hear what sounds like a light, like lute playing coming from this what looks to be marbled floor in an open room.
I go into the library.
I actually follow because I want to see if it's like real. Like if you touch the books, are they gonna like snap at you, or is it just gonna?
Okay.
And what books are there?
Taryn, what are you doing?
Right behind, 2 daggers out. Let's go.
Okay, you're sticking right with them. Okay.
I'm watching the 6.
Yeah, so you go in, you can see what looks to be a nice set of comfy armchairs. A small little end table in between them with a candle burned, just kind of flickering. And you just see a couple shelves of books just on the walls.
This is peculiar, to say the least. Shall we continue to explore? Actually, before we do, I looked through the catalog of books. I don't suppose there is one that says map or guide to castle.
No. You
Of
do,
course,
however, you find a whole library of books. Couple of them that jump out at you. Ghosts of Seer, written by Sertress Naret, which is book 1 of the Raiders of the Heart. Bandits of the Heart was book 2, sitting right next to it. They seem to be mostly romance novels.
Cool.
Wow.
This is a look at Bloom. Is very nice smut library.
I wonder who built this place.
I imagine someone who is a great affinity for Harlequin. Moving on. I'm going
It's a
to
very
usher everyone
creative
out.
mind, don't you think?
I will
Yep.
say that we actually have a list of 43 different titles of books that we came up with as a group before this ever started.
Never forget.
Some deranged authors, I imagine.
Yeah.
But let us move on and
Well,
just kind of
so-
ushering people out.
Speaking of authors, Go ahead, give me an insight real quick, Alceris.
21.
Something about those first books you saw written by Sertris Narret. Something about the name kind of catches you for a second. And then you look at it and you read the name backwards. The last name of the author backwards is the first name of a member of your party.
Tyrion?
No.
I don't say anything yet, but I keep doubling back to Tyrion and doubling back to the book. I'm just like,
I'm gonna make a deception check.
I'm not gonna
You want to make a deception check? You don't know that he's caught this.
Oh, so I didn't see the books at all.
Oh no, you saw the books.
Well, I saw the books, so
Okay.
I
You-
know I know they're not that dumb. I know it's
Okay.
so
So
I
you're
saw
trying to
the
make a
books.
deception check to okay.
I saw the books. I saw him looking at the books, and I saw him looking at the books still,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
looking at me.
Okay. Yeah, go give me deception.
8.
And
19.
nah, it can't be this Terran. It's got to be a different Terran.
I'm like, oh, let us explore further, yes? And as I do, I'm going to just
Wait, when I was saying, like, when I was complimenting the library and all the books and stuff, like, does Tyrion make a face? Do I see any reaction?
No.
Ah, this is so upsetting. Can I pick a book? I'll be like, all right, I'll just take this.
Okay.
Pick the book.
fun. How many doors do we see in this entry space?
So as you come back out to the entry space, some of the doors have reorientated themselves. And so you still got the ballroom door that's open, but now instead of 3 other doors, there's only 2.
Is the door we came in from still there?
Yes, that one
Oh,
is still
thank
there.
God.
Yep, no, that one is still there.
Yep. I thought we maybe fell into trap. I am happy
Nope.
it is still there. I go over and just like with some ink, I just mark that door. It's like this one. I write out on this one.
Okay, real quick, we're gonna step out of the happy fun box. Steel, you have everything there at your little makeshift work area. You got the anvil, you got your hover horses nearby. What are you trying to do with this this cannon?
I would like to make a rolling artillery that I can pull behind the hover horse.
Okay, so you're trying to make it to where you tow it with the hover horses.
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead. Let's go ahead do your tinkering check.
I will
Which
use just my investigate, or I'll use Arcana. That one's the same thing.
Okay.
A 1-2-1 on my tinkering check.
Okay. So it's gonna takes a little while, but you put together like with some of actually go ahead and give me advantage on that. Because you do have your crew help, some of your crew helping you with this.
21.
Still 21. Okay. Yeah, so you put it together, and you're pretty sure that this little cart is actually going to be able to hold together as you traverse. As long as you don't hit too many big bumps or anything, you should be okay.
I just won't let Tyrion drive this one.
Yep. So now with this, the cannon is steady in one position. You can raise and lower the pitch, and you can rotate it around with the tires. So, do you want to
I look around to see where everybody else is, and they have not emerged from the fun box.
You have not seen them come back from the box yet? Well, actually, maybe we'll see how much longer it takes for them to
Oh, okay. Okay.
do this, because this is that whole process is going to take you a few hours.
Okay.
So, I just wanted to make sure we were getting you involved with some of this fun stuff. So, you guys are back.
Just three keep chiming in and bothering Steel. It's like, what's going
No,
on?
no. At this point, he's just like he's just snoring away.
I make him some hot chamomile tea and go, here, this will keep you awake. And I hand it to him.
Thank you. And he just starts to sip on it. Yeah, he's an old man now. All right. You guys are in this large open welcome area now. You got what looks to be maybe 2 doors upstairs and a couple more doors. Plus you still got the open ballroom that you still hear actually playing a slightly different tune now from the ballroom.
Shall we investigate?
Let's dance.
Okay.
I guess we stroll into the ballroom.
All right. As you go in there, you see what looks to be a large open dance floor, mirrors on the wall, and you see what looks to be a small stage. And up on the stage, you actually see instruments being played.
By themselves, or
So I am double checking real quick, but I believe it is.
do we have a box of a haunted mansion? What's going on?
No, so you see what looks to be humanoid-like figures that are near transparent, but you can still make out their silhouettes and stuff. Just sitting there playing the instruments and playing in.
I'm
a tune.
uncomfortable.
They almost look ghost-like in a way.
Interesting.
Hello?
Can I make a Arcana check or a like a history check? Because I know undead and I know elementals. Do I get a gist of what this is?
Give me a history.
Can I walk towards them?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, go ahead. Halcyrus, do roll and then I'll talk.
Okay.
16.
So, as you're casting your spell, Echo walks towards them, and they stop playing and look at you. And one of them that has looks to have like a violin bows towards you. Any requests, my lady?
I don't know any songs.
So, Halcyrus, as that happens, you think back and you've heard of a magnificent mansion before, which has these almost unseen servant-like servants throughout the mansion to help manage whatever household this seems to be.
Interesting. Perhaps our crash knocked our box out of attunement with its previous multi-dimensional space, and we have locked onto another. But this appears to be a house, a large estate contained within the box.
Oh.
I look at the unseen servants. I say, something classical.
Very good, sir. And they start playing an old classical tune. Kind of brings you back to your childhood.
Italian classes.
Does Halcyrus convey what this place is to us?
I meant all that I said out loud.
Oh, okay.
About
So
knocking us out.
they're not here against their will or anything, right? They're just chilling.
They are like elementals, but they are given form through the arcane means.
They are part of the magic of
of
this
the estate.
place. And you can actually have them be whatever form you want them to be in. I've seen people have it to where they were cats, or they were little pixies flying around, or
Is there food in this place?
as you say that, you smell some cooking bacon coming
Okay,
from the
okay.
entry area.
Hang on. I believe that I have a spell, or I mean a cantrip.
It's a spell.
No, wait, no, I don't have it. I thought I picked it, but I didn't.
So excited with your spellcaster.
I thought I had message, and I was gonna be like steal, but no, I don't have that. Well, that's unfortunate.
Eh,
Is there a way to? There is a way to contact steal, right?
you could
Go
climb
back
up the ladder real quick and
Okay, I'll just do it. I'll be right back. I'll like dash towards the ladder. I'll be like, we can. Well, yeah, I'll go to him. And does he look really busy?
he's currently working on the on creating the harness for this cannon.
Okay, I'll be like, psst. So there's food downstairs, and if you or the rest of the crew wants to maybe join us for food, feast.
Yeah, okay. Sure. We'll call that dinner. We'll pick this up when we get in an hour, we'll say.
Yeah, just figured instead of you having to worry about how we're gonna feed everyone, just it's readily available.
Okay. So as you do that, the crew starts to come down. Echo, you get back down first.
Yeah,
And you see-
I realize that I just kind of like open this place to everyone else, but like it's fine. We're all like struggling with the fact that the ship is.
Meanwhile, Tyrion and Halceres are talking. It's like, it's probably best we keep this secret. We don't want too many people
Whoops.
coming down all at once, right? It's better
Yeah,
to
that's-
And you just
that
hear like all
makes-
these footsteps.
That makes sense. Where's
Yep.
Echo?
You start hearing noises coming as more people are starting to come down.
like. We should definitely check every corner of this place before we invite anyone down, just in case there is any danger.
Agreed.
Luckily,
Echo-
no one would do
Echo,
this.
is there like
Echo, you hear
is there
that?
water here? Do we have like a bathroom or wash closet somewhere we can wash up? We've all been
I feel like
Okay.
there has to be. There are a couple
Okay.
rooms we haven't explored, but I'm
Yep.
assuming.
So at this point, now that you're back down there, Echo, you see the room off to the side. One of the rooms off to the side opens up into a large dining hall. And you
Okay.
see what looks to be a 9-course banquet sitting out for everybody. This can feed up to 100 people.
Perfect. I walk and I clearly see shock or like what's
So-
wrong with you kind of faces.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
no,
Steel, you see on the other side a room open up to a small little room that's basically a privy. It's got a little wash basin and a toilet and all that.
we're coming down here with a crew of like I've had like 5 to 10 people working with me, right?
Yeah.
I look at it and I go, oh, this is gonna take a while. Is there a bigger bathroom around here?
It actually expands out.
It's like the room of requirement, but the house of requirement.
Yeah.
Now this,
So-
now this I could get used to.
Yep. So
Doesn't it-
right now it is acting like that until you guys decide how you want it to permanently stay.
Oh,
But you guys can, so you have a large area.
I was
that you can-
thinking. I was thinking it'd be a field. It's set up like a family reunion. You got benches.
like a picnic.
Yeah.
The big event center.
So-
Center.
So to kind of put this in perspective, you have 50 cubes, and each cube is a 10-foot by 10-foot by 10-foot cube to create this whatever you want it to be. So whatever you guys need down here, you can basically have it manifest down here within this space.
Steel
Interesting.
comes to a realization, seeing. Are there unseen servants like setting tables or anything, or is it just
There are.
okay.
So you had there. This is also manned by 100 near transparent servants.
Okay.
So they
Well,
can
I
do
guess-
stuff. They can do stuff like fetch things, clean, mend, fold clothes, light fires, serve food, pour wine, and stuff like that.
How much of the crew? Oh, sorry.
No, continue.
I was gonna say, how much of the crew has managed to come down now?
At this point, about 12.
Okay, all right. Okay, everyone.
And you hear shouts coming from up top.
Mhm.
Hey, yeah, I gotta come check this out.
Yep, 100%. Okay. I
just
turn to
try to
one
be
of-
like, "Babe, we've had a long day. I realize I made the decision without asking, and I apologize. But I just figured we could use a win."
And we could make a barracks down here. This could be extremely useful.
I am not disregarding the silver lining aspect. I am merely positing that we have not fully explored this, nor do we know if this is a permanent sort of solution. This used to be a dungeon, so I call over one of the servants, and I'm just like, can we get a poster or a tabard that just has an arrow pointing to the dining room, and one of you can hold that, and we can just keep everyone funneling into the dining room for now.
It unfurls off of the banister coming from the second floor.
Perfect. All right. Perhaps then, while the crew is in here whining and dining, we can explore the remainder. Yes?
Can we ask them for a map too?
Is there a map?
You see you see a door kind of open up, and it looks almost like your captain's quarters on the ship.
Interesting.
But there's 5 rooms, then a common room.
Kind of like pretty much right now. Yeah.
Advance our way. I guess we can. I will follow Steele's saying and say, is there how many crew do we have? Do we have 30?
32.
32. Is there a barracks here enough to house, say, 40 people?
Is that 32 including Terry and his brother?
Oh, good point. Yeah, so you got 30.
now.
30.
Oh.
So you got 30.
Oh, sad days. And well, then 31 with Old Man 3 now. We have to,
Yeah.
we have to figure out a
That
place for
guy
him.
probably already has his own room in here. He's been in here by himself. He probably
You see a
has
room
run of the
open up
place.
that says 3.
So you do find a room up on the second floor that is just almost looks like a military barracks where it's got bunk beds lined up.
How many rooms did you say we have?
50 cubes,
It
each
dep-
is a 10 by
so-
10.
Yeah.
We can make some larger enough to accommodate.
Yeah, like right
everybody.
now the dining hall is a lot larger because you can fit up to 100 people in there.
Sure.
Or actually, I'll say here it's going to actually just whatever it is you need at the moment.
But essentially, we have something like a 5,000 square foot house.
Yeah. So this is essentially the same thing as the Magnificent Mansion spell.
Mhm.
Just right now it's kind of fluctuating because it's a bunch of you in there and it can't figure out
Yeah,
who's actually in
the-
control.
Can I? Oh, go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna look at Alceris. I am going to get some drawing paper. What do you think?
Sure. I am just going to the arcane nature of this. I'm going to turn to one of the servants and say, "Is it possible that we can put the barracks door here next to the dining room door?"
And it shifts over.
So now, and then it's like, okay,
It-
this
so
is
it's-
crew area. This is the front for crew. They can go to library or dance hall. They can eat and then go to sleep.
Oh, as you
I
say
feel
that,
What
like
they
you,
would think about the library.
you see Richter sitting in there at one of the chairs, just reading a book. Got a
I
big old
ima-
smile on his face.
I look at Richter. I said, "Those supplies are all secure, yes."
Oh,
You
something
can
about
take the book with you.
something about food, right,
Translated.
Captain? Yep, getting
yeah.
right on. He gets up and heads towards the ladder.
Oh my gosh. Can't let a person be.
Excuse you. They have their own walk to get back. They have to make sure their supplies are standing, unless they are all, like in a
So-
hushed tone.
Yeah.
How Cyrus is like, unless they are all coming with us in the box, but we do not know that.
So at this point, a little time goes by, and Richter goes in there, starts yelling at everybody. They wolf down a little bit of food real quick, and they all head back up to go back doing their salvage.
Can
I
we
turned
make-
to Echo in her. Oh, sorry. One
Oh,
last thing. I turned to Echo in her book, and I'm like, being captain is not about being good friend. It's about being responsible.
I completely understand, and the last thing I want to do is undermine your authority. I'm just saying, how long is it? I mean, DM, how long has it been since the ship went down? Like 2 hours, 3 hours?
At this point, we're talking 4 or 5 now.
Okay. Well, it's been less than 24 hours since the ship went down. I just feel like everyone's a little shaken, probably, and giving them a sense of calm would be helpful before they
like-
figure out what to do next.
I like Echo's line of thinking here, Captain. I think we haven't properly commemorated the loss of our ship, so I think we should have maybe a round of whiskey for the crew and some food, and then get back to it.
I mean, they have already eaten, so I mean, like, job done there. But I just in hushed tones, I'm just like letting them be raucous over there, and I've turned to the others. That man snuck onto our ship unseen. We do not know if we are yet out of danger.
Fair point.
You remember, this was a prison. It can be locked from the outside.
I am not saying they are in here, but right now, they might be out there. And if they can be
again, I
invisible.
agree. We should set a watch, but one round for the loss of our ship, Captain. What say you?
At supper, perhaps, is better time. There is work to be done. Halcyon is stifling a tear.
All right. So a few more hours goes by as you guys get everything together. The crew's able to get all your supplies located in one place. They put together a couple sleds and stuff that they can drag along the ground to carry some of the supplies with as well. And the sun starts to go down on the horizon.
I have a quick question for Halceris. When the ship was going down and I don't know if it's out of game, but like, did you make it known that you were planning to go down with the ship, or was that just like you told the DM that?
I mean, you didn't see me jump off, but
Okay. Oh yeah.
I
Okay.
don't
That's
think-
okay. That's
I didn't yell over the PA system that I'm going down with the bird.
Save yourself. Okay. Perfect. That's precisely what I was gonna ask. Like, were you planning to just go with the ship and not escape?
It is a captain's duty to try to save as many souls as possible, and if at all possible, the fate of the captain and the fate of the crew are normally, or the fate of the captain and the fate of the ship are normally intertwined. Um, braver captains go down with their ships.
I wasn't I wasn't calling you not brave. I find it a little unsettled. I don't know. I understand the sacrifice needed to go down with your ship, but I also did you not think about us?
I didn't go down, did I?
Of course, and I'm so happy that you didn't, but like mentally you were ready to, and did we cross your mind? I'm not angry, I'm just kind of
Disappointed.
trying to process.
You all across my mind is the reason I did not go down.
Okay. Just checking.
It is command is not for everyone, and it is a burden to be in charge, like captain's position. But your concern is very well received. I am sorry to make you worry.
No worries at all. I mean, I'm glad that majority of us made it out safe. It's really unfortunate that it ended the way that it did, but I'm glad that most of us made it out all right. It could have been worse.
Indeed.
Okay.
All right. And you guys plan on having your toast?
Yeah. We'll set a watch. Yeah, so we have can we set up the supplies and then put essentially the chest along with the other supplies so it looks kind of nonchalant?
Yeah.
And then we'll post say 4 guards just on rotation to watch the outside. We'll set up a little camp out there so it looks like, some people survived.
Yep.
But then we'll make a toast at supper and say to Sigma Draconis, you bore the name of stars, and now you shall forever fly amongst them.
Everybody raises their glasses up, hits them down on the table, and throws them back. All right. And the evening goes by uneventful. As the sun sets and you all wake up the next morning, preparing to go on your journey. Taryn, you're the first one to stir, as you only really need your 4 hours of meditation.
Yep.
And you get up early in the morning, and you kind of, as you step out to just kind of look around, see what's going on, you see what looks to be a group of figures off in the distance. A little too far away right now for you to make them out.
So I wake up the party gently. Hey, wake up! Got someone. They're walking towards us.
So you just see them kind of on the horizon. They're not quite humanoid. They look more like some sort of herd of animals, maybe.
Okay. Well, that changes everything. I should ask that question first. I wake up, Echo. Just Echo.
Okay.
What?
Might have some clawfoot peeking around.
Stop.
What kind of animals? Wait. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Do they have
No
horns?
talenta.
So there's a little too far away at the moment.
All right, so there's one or two things. We either have raptors, we have clawfoot, clawfeet.
Raptors are clawfoot.
Clawfoot. Yeah, I mean clawfeet. What's the plural? Or
Clawfootsies.
clawfootsies. All right. Or elk. Either way, I'm gonna go see. I'm gonna go see what they are. You coming
Wait,
along?
do you want to send Crater instead?
Well, she can't go by herself.
Well, we'll be behind her, but I'll just tell her to go look out and check them, like, sneakily sneak.
All right, let's do that. Let's do it.
Okay, so
Come on.
I'll be like, Crater.
So you see the shadow coalesce, and there's Crater right there,
Okay.
still chewing on what looks to have been a piece of meat.
When are you not eating? Okay, so there are some beings a little bit far out,
Hunting.
not hunting, just
Oh,
seeing.
no.
Are
hunting.
they friend or they foe? Just describe what they look like, and if they're friends, then we can make them become their friends. But I just want you to check them out first, okay? And then come tell me. I know I also have seeing, right? I can see through her.
So you can't, using an action, you can actually see through her eyes up to 100 feet away.
Okay, I will test that out because I've not had the chance to use it yet. So
Okay. So yeah, because it kind of happened to you without you trying to do it before.
yeah.
But now that you know it's a thing,
guess I get to see.
you look and you see through Crater's eyes as this baby raptor familiar darts out through the grass, and you completely different perspective than what you're used to.
Before
Tyrion, this is so cool.
before Crater leaves, I cast Pass Without Trace thing, and then I follow her with
my
Echo. I tug Echo along and follow her.
Okay.
Okay. So
Wait,
I'm gonna
aren't I like I can't?
You
Yeah,
can't
that's why
see
that's
or
why I
hear
grabbed
anything.
you by the arm. I got you by
I
the
don't know
arm.
where I'm going. This is
So
weird.
you are going to have to go very slowly, or Echo is going to trip.
This is so
Yeah.
disorienting.
We're gonna sneak up.
Okay.
I cast Pass Without Trace on all three of us,
Oh
and
my
we go.
God.
So Echo cannot actively stealth right now.
That's fine.
Yep. So for
You
for
can
about the
switch back and forth. though,
Yeah.
like if
You
you
can.
need your
well,
eyes.
and so after about the first 10 seconds, Crater makes it beyond the 100 feet, and you just kind of automatically come out of it.
Come on.
Okay. I can all right, we'll just go.
But
Wait,
for a moment, Echo, you got to experience what it was like being a baby raptor running through the
I
fields.
have to process that later right now. It's too much. It's too much.
Not the time to practice. Wait till she gets there, and then when she gets closer, come on.
Don't understand.
And then
Okay.
we just run stealth that way. Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and give me stealth rolls for you two, for each of you. And it's plus 10 because of Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
I'll go down. Oh no.
So that's a 25 for Echo,
Wow. 23.
23 for Terran. And go ahead and give me a D20 for Crater.
Plus
Okay.
10 because I cast it on
Yep.
Crater too. So
Yep.
23.
So, okay. So as you all make your way across the field and you get closer, you notice it is a herd of elk.
Yeah, my time to shine. Echo, call Crater back. Call Crater
Okay.
back.
Crater, come back.
Okay, Crater makes a U-turn, comes right back to you.
Okay. Good girl. What are we doing? We haven't had the best luck, so I just
Something's gotta give it. All right, let's go. And I cast speak with animals.
Okay.
on yourself. Can we
On
both think
myself.
of that?
If I do, if do I have
Dang, I see how it is. It's fine.
Meanwhile, Halceris and Steele are just having coffee. Just a
I thought you
quiet
were
morning.
asleep.
I mean, I could.
We're
I could
old,
cast
man.
it.
We can just have coffee in the morning.
I thought I was like.
Yeah,
That's what I was expecting.
I can cast it. I'll have to give up 2 spell slots, but yeah, I could cast it.
I mean, it's up to you. I won't force you to.
Nah,
I don't know what spell slots are, so you know.
I cast it. I cast it. I cast it on both of us.
Okay.
Wait, is it? No, it's not. It's not.
So you breaking stealth, you cast your speak with animals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's go. And I pop up. Say, hey.
Hi.
And you see them all just kind of.
Wait, not.
We mean absolutely no harm.
Is
We're
this
just-
a? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, is this a? How many did you say there are?
So now that you're a little close, because you guys are probably about 100 or maybe 80 feet away from them at this point, it looks to be maybe a dozen of them.
Is this the exact same group of elk we've encountered this entire
Probably not.
campaign?
It can't be.
Give me a perception check.
It can't be. I will aid him in that because I want to know too.
So
yeah, I
Oh, no.
called it before he rolled even. So,
So hold on. So I was about to change it. Actually, it's going to be a history check, not perception.
Okay. All right. That's better.
Yeah.
I will aid you regardless.
Do I get the advantage?
So how are you aiding him with this?
I mean, I just wanted to know. Can I ask them? Like, have I seen you around before?
Oh, yeah, well, that's one.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Give me the advantage.
Your horns look really familiar. Your antlers.
Nah, it's a 10. It's a 10.
It's a 10. They're elk.
Hey, all right. Hey, not sure if we've ever come across one another before, but I just I've been in contact with your kind. I just wanted to come say hi.
You see the larger one of the herd starts working his way towards you.
I literally have no weapons on me. I'm like telling them this. I have nothing on me. I grew up a little bit outside of here. I just wanted to say hi and that it's a pleasure to see you and meet you. I'm Echo, by the way.
So are you standing in front of, beside, or behind Taryn?
I'm sitting beside him.
Okay. So he comes, the big, large elk just comes walking up to you, lowers his head a little bit.
We bow. I'll
Starts
curtsy.
sniffing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he's sniffing. Your scent is familiar.
It might be.
In a good way or a bad
Yeah.
way?
Is it? I don't know. Just had to be friends.
Yeah.
I've seen you before.
Does it click yet? Does it click for me yet that these are the same?
It could very well be.
Oh, I just have one of those faces. I don't. It's.
Hey.
It look like a lot of people.
In the past, we have we may have been overexcited when it comes to meeting your kind, but we've grown. I've never hurt one. I've always just wanted to befriend one. So, hello.
2 more come walking up beside the large one. What is your intention?
Literally to be friends.
Yeah, I mean, have friendship. We can make an alliance.
We can look out for each other in some
that.
capacity. I know the world isn't the kindest to both animals and other beings alike. So, if you need a heads up of any danger, we can work to provide you with that, and vice versa. If you see something out of the ordinary that you think we should be aware of, by all means, give us a heads up.
Metal men.
Yeah. No, we don't.
Careful of metal men.
Which direction have you encountered them?
He kind of lifts his head up and looks towards the east.
Okay.
At this point, Echo, you see a baby elk comes walking right up beside the large one.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
He kind of looks up at the large one. No name.
Can I call you Junior?
Looks up. Then the large one looks down and just kind of nods a little bit. Okay.
Hi, Junior. I'm Echo.
Do you actually react like that?
I do. I'm
He
like,
runs. Junior
oh, no,
runs.
I just, it's so nice to meet you.
They are always skitterish when they're young.
Yeah. But anyways, it was really nice to finally get a chance to talk to you. Are you headed in any particular direction or just grazing?
Away.
That's probably
Heading
for the best.
Away.
Yeah.
Food is getting scarce.
Don't you have any provisions that I can provide?
You
What
didn't
kind of-
probably, yeah, I'm guessing you
I
didn't
don't
bring
have
anything with
I don't
you.
have any. Oh man, I don't have anything on me. What kind of food do you typically eat? Like just grass, or is there
Grass and berries.
berries? Ooh, okay, good to know. I have a friend that makes great food, and we use berries often. So next time I see y'all, I'll try and give them to you. I promise they won't be tampered with or anything. But just if food is running scarce for you.
You see the two on the side kind of start to turn and walk back towards the pack. A large one. Stay safe.
You too.
Stay away from metal men. And kind of bows his head a little bit.
I will bow.
Guess I'll bow.
You see the antlers on this guy. It's probably got about 15, 16 points on it.
Will we be able to feed these elk?
With what?
From
We don't
the
have
mansion?
anything, or else I would have given.
Can we take food from the mansion?
You haven't tried yet.
I
I
feel
was
like
gonna say-
they're gonna leave by the time we get back.
Yeah.
That's
was-
why I said next time.
I was gonna make sure you guys hear in your head the voice of how Sarah's saying elk cannot climb a ladder. Can't
That's-
come up or
that's
down.
why-
You don't know. You've never seen one.
That's
No
why we don't take
fingers.
them down. Speaking of that, can we put the hole to the box like on the ground so you jump out and then pop out the box? Jump in the hole in the mansion and pop out the box. Does that work like that?
No.
Anyways, it was wow. We finally met the elk.
Well, we met him a lot of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
You see
I mean,
the-
we've
the-
said our goodbyes
yeah.
and we just like
Yeah,
let
the
them-
large one just kind of rejoins her, and you see him kind of run off through the fields.
It only took us over a year.
Still want,
Finally met them.
I still want to battle elk, but you know.
No, we
it's
literally
okay.
told them we mean no harm. We can tell them like, hey, do you want to go for a round of sparring? But I think we need to establish a little more friendship.
No.
before
I
we
don't
do
want to battle an elk. I want a battle elk.
that. Oh.
You have one.
We had.
Oh,
Had.
wait, you
Yeah,
got
well-
rid of that item?
No, it was given to a friend.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's currently with Ro.
Yeah.
That's right. Ro has the bag of tricks. I forgot about that.
Ro needed some time to learn how to properly ride Elkie and jump off and do her whatever crazy crap she's supposed to be doing with her sword.
And a lot of work needed, I think.
Yep. But as you two
Great
return
black
back,
dog Elkie.
you return back to the mansion and the wreckage, and you all prepare to head out onto the open road again, or the open plains, whichever direction you plan on heading. We will get to that after we come back from a quick break. And we'll be back in just a few short minutes. And welcome back from break. Before we get right back into what's going on with our crew here traveling the open plains, we need to go ahead and talk again about Gary Con.
Oh, Gary Con, what? That's tomorrow. My dear goodness, sweet sovereign above. We have teamed up with Gary Con this month on our road to Gary Con. You can reserve your spot. It is starting tomorrow, and that is at the Grand Geneva Resort in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Register now for virtual gameplay. Follow our link. You must register for a virtual badge in order to play in a virtual game. There's also a chance you can get some virtual swag. Several of the games Tavern Cast will be streaming a special one-shot Death in Freeport, sponsored by Green Ronin Press, live on Gary Con, on the Gary Con channel on the 26th. That's this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Keep watching our Games Tavern all week long as we have more announcements and cool stuff we'll be dropping on our road to Gary Con.
Okay, now it's just crickets. Okay. So, before we went on break, our crew had finished gathering all the supplies they needed to, getting them made on sleds, even mounting a cannon on a small wheeled cart to tow behind their hover horses. A special cannon that Steele kind of just felt an affiliation with, even enhanced it a little bit with his tinkering. And the crew got a good night's sleep after discovering that their prison happy friend
jail. I don't know what's so hard about that.
I don't know either. I can never
I don't know if we've changed the name. It could still be our Happy Friend Jail.
It could be, but they discovered
nice
that it is now actually able to be a magnificent mansion.
Emphasis on the happy.
A happy, magnificent mansion. So we got to keep the happy in there, right? After having slept for the evening and waking up early the next morning, Taryn discovered a herd of elk that were just on the horizon. Waking up Echo, thinking that this might have been the elk that they had dealt with previously towards the beginning of their adventures, went out and being a little bit stronger, understanding their abilities a little bit more now, they were able to actually communicate with these elk, who warned them of metal men roaming the plains. And Echo even met a new friend who she named Junior, a baby elk that is part of this herd. And as the herd runs off, and Taryn and Echo return back to the wreckage with, at least Echo's got a big old smile on her face. Just find Steele and Halceris enjoying a cup of coffee. What are you guys doing?
Wow, this is just a nice morning.
Yeah, it's nice when, I love them all to death, but a quiet morning is kind of, oh, hello, hi, where have you all been? I thought you were sleeping.
We made friends.
Good for you.
With each other or what?
What?
Yeah.
Like
You're
you
friends
are
now?
friends? I
You
thought
two?
you were always
No,
that's not what-
made
no.
friends.
No. Okay.
like you built them?
No,
So you
I mean,
remember
I
that-
make friends too, but I don't
Normally
see anybody.
it's like
Yeah,
Steele's thing.
All right, hey, do you remember
it's
the
not
elk?
the same.
why are we talking about the elk? We really shouldn't. We don't need to
We're
talk about
friends
that
with the
anymore.
elk now. I mean, we're friends at least. I don't know.
Guys,
Yeah, I know, but
We're
you
friends.
guys are.
I know you really
That's
want
business.
this to happen, but that doesn't mean you have to come in here and try to impress us. I mean, it's
It
Not
is
much,
it
not-
is a door. Oh no! Oh yes! Oh, it's very good. The elk showed up here. What a wonderful happenstance! Yes. Happy. Let us get some orange juice. Yes. I snap for the invisibles.
You're just jealous.
yeah,
That's
it's-
clearly what this is.
I walk away.
absolutely right. I would definitely love to just talk to elk in the morning.
I am deeply to
Yeah,
my
it's
core.
called
green.
being one with nature. Okay.
But
Sure.
But speaking of
I thought
jealousy,
you would understand.
Halceris,
You're all about being peaceful and happy and quiet. Well, being one with nature is also peaceful and calming and quiet. Okay, I just walk away.
so is a good cup of coffee. Halceris, that's a nice coat. Where'd you get that?
Yeah. Funny enough, speaking of random happenstances that appear out of nowhere, I found this in the wreckage of the ship. I imagine, I will not lie about where it came from. I do not know, but I imagine it is something similar to how the sword was gifted to Echo. It is found in the remnants of our quarters. It appears to be similar to the other artifacts, but yes, it is the wings of Cerberus.
Did anybody find anything else in the quarters? I just remembered something. I'll be back,
I mean-
and I'm gonna make my way to our former captain's quarters, the combined group of us in one cabin.
Yep.
And I'm gonna go to Rose's cot. I'm gonna dig around until I find a wooden spoon that I left there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say takes you a little bit, but you find the wooden spoon.
I'm just gonna take it back to the group. Okay,
Oh,
okay, we're good now. We can go whenever you guys are ready. We should try to load the chest onto one of the hover horses, though.
My thoughts exactly. Also, I guess we will. I'll address the crew at breakfast. I guess they can have it in the dining area. We'll call everyone in for chow and I believe this to be where we will part ways. I do not question your resolves. I believe you all to be true to your words that you would have flown with us into the end, but I believe that we will be parting ways here. If any of you wish to accompany us, I guess you are
What the
more than
captain,
welcome.
I think, is trying to say here is we have room for everybody if you would like to join us inside the box. But we know that is not the way you intended to travel, so
No pressure.
yeah. But if any of you would still like to fight, we might have a way in.
If not, they will happily accept your help at Kenran. There is likely to be more forces venturing out. Help would be helpful.
You see, kind of looking over the crowd as they're stuffing their faces with food. None of them seem very eager to join you.
I thought you were gonna say none of them seem eager to leave.
Probably that, but yeah, these folks signed up to fight Warforged from a ship, not to be in the face.
Most of them weren't too keen on going into the Mournlands originally, but with the shadow following you and then the ship going down, a lot of them are just kind of maybe this wasn't the best idea.
A more treacherous voyage than previously anticipated.
Richter comes over to you, Halceris. Captain, I know that's probably a bad time. Most of the crew are wondering when they're getting paid.
Indeed. So they can take their share of what is left in the supplies, and for the rest, I will give Let's see. Didn't the 12 pay for the crew?
Originally, yeah.
Yeah. So
For how long of a stint was that?
That was pretty much to get you to Sharn and back, but you guys have gone a different route. And they picked up a couple new people and stuff like that in Sharn as well.
sure. I give them the platinum that I have. There's 55 platinum. How much? DM, how much is gold to pay these people? What the fuck?
So, honestly, for the little bit of time, I would say maybe a gold a piece.
Sure.
If you wanted to give them extra because of the hardship, you could. That's your call, but I would say you knowing, because you've chartered stuff like this before, working with the 12, for the time that they have spent with you so far, maybe another gold would cover that.
Yep.
So it's not a lot, but
I give Richter. I say it has been the pleasure to sail with you. May you find safe voyage to friendlier shores. And I will give him a bag of 30 platinum. And one to each of the crew. And make it 35, and then he can have 5 for himself.
Aye, Captain. If you all make it back, be a pleasure to sail with you again.
Turn to.
You just got muted.
I nod to them and watch them all leave, and I'm like, yet I thought they signed up for the adventure and the chance to be heroes.
Well, this is why it's always better built, not bought.
Yeah. True words. All right, let us. I asked the servants to take down the barracks for them and turn it into, I don't know, like a lab, like an arcane lab, and perhaps a forge for steel.
Okay.
Repurpose the room.
The servants get to work on repurposing the room. As your crew prepares themselves for the long walk back to Kenrin, you all board your hover horses. So each hover horse is capable of holding 3 people. You currently have 6 of you in the party, plus the chest.
Oh.
You got Steel, or you got Biscuit, and you got Ursula now.
Which both will stay inside. They can
actually,
stay inside the chest while we move.
If you would like to, for the first leg of this journey, before we hit anything too treacherous, they could stay in the car with this, and I will stay down here with 3. I wish to speak with him for a bit longer.
Okay.
That'll work.
So, can I have the servants, basically, instead of being a foyer, well, it could still be the foyer, but to bring chairs and table.
Yeah.
So I'm next to the ladder, so need be, I can climb up quickly.
Yep. Now they're able to set that up for you.
Can I also suggest that they add a lift function for the old man, like one of those little chairs?
I was thinking the same thing.
Little acorn lift.
We got
So-
that. We got.
It's a
Biscuit
small
also will
little
enjoy that very much.
it's a small little levitating platform that goes up and down.
It's just 3 of the unseen servants lifting him up as they climb.
Pretty much.
Does he have
but-
does he have a button if he falls too?
Yeah, life alert.
Nope. I have not created that item yet.
However,
But now that
no,
you have brought it up, I need to.
I've fallen
just
and I
tasked-
can't get up.
we just task an unseen servant to just follow him without being
Just
seen.
constantly
invisible.
behind him.
What? What?
Yeah, no, that's pretty fair.
One in the front, one in the back. They're just constantly like just barely touching him to keep him upright.
He thinks he's walking, but he's actually got like one of those all-around walkers.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have the 2 hover horses. One of them has the cannon attached to it. So each of these also has a sidecar and a spot for a second passenger. Who is driving? Well, I already know Steele's probably driving the one that's towing the cannon, right?
That's correct.
Who is driving the second one?
Me.
Tyrion and Neko. It's up to you.
Karen?
Dibs.
Tyrion's driving.
Okay. Which one are you putting the chest on?
I think it
The
makes
other
sense to not put all the eggs in one basket.
Yeah,
So-
so
Correct.
put the cannon on one and the chest on the other.
Yes.
Mounted to the back.
Yep. Just I have to ask these questions.
So Tyrion is in charge, or whoever's driving. I shouldn't say Tyrion. Whoever's driving is in charge of the safety of those people inside the box. If
So we got
gravity
two-
suddenly flips on you, you're in
So
trouble.
I'll be right behind Tyrion, but instead of facing the front, I'll just face the back and like keep an eye
Okay.
on the chest.
I ask Echo, like when they climb out, I said, Echo, do me a favor, shake the box for me quickly while you are outside of it.
I will shake the box. Are they having an earthquake?
Nothing happens inside.
Oh, so good. Excellent. Happy to
Tosses
be
the
here.
box up like a pizza roll.
It turns upside down and I fall.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah,
If I
gravity.
knock
just
on
hit-
the box, does it like echo or reverberate?
Only one way for you to find out.
Hardest
I'll do it
rules.
I'll do it later when we've arrived.
Well, I'm gonna say sure, it does.
Oh wow, that's intense.
If
I mean,
Tyrion
it-
and Echo are both going to be on the other bike too, I'm going to have the menagerie with me.
Yep. So it sounds more like just somebody knocking on the door, basically.
Mm.
All right. So you guys depart the crash site as you see your crew walking off in the opposite direction. Halceris, you are now currently sitting inside the foyer of your all's new mansion across the table from the ever-aging 3.
So what I would like to do is to channel divinity to read his thoughts. And like I spread out on the table, I have my map of the Mournlands. I have like all my notes that I've taken so far. All my things are just
Yep.
spread out amongst this table. And then I'm going to basically try to get information out of 3, but not like an interrogating way, but in a just trying to help him remember. And so I
Yep.
would like to channel my divinity, but then also cast enhance ability on him.
Okay, what ability are you enhancing?
I will give him and myself the fox's cunning. So I will cast it as a 3rd level.
Okay.
So he has advantage on all intelligence. So basically it's like a, kind of like a wake up drug.
Yep.
Like I'm just trying to get him to be lucid.
Okay. Yeah, and he's just kind of, all right. So tired.
I imagine, my friend, we are of a similar age, actually. It
You
is,
look, you've aged much better than I have.
some genetics, some probably. I believe that we were probably doing different things. I need your help, 3. We no longer have the ability to fly. you mentioned a way into making a pass, a secret.
Yes.
Where is this?
Uh, let's see. Does he recall?
He has advantage.
Yep.
Um,
Okay. Some ruins just outside the plateau.
can you point to it on this map? Just like spread it out in front of him.
Yep. And he kind of looks down at the map. You see he takes a moment to try to focus his eyes, and he points to these ruins on the map. These ruins appear to probably be maybe 15 miles or so away to the west of the Glass Plateau, along one of the old roads that went north and south. There's was a train tunnel from making to this old city.
Because I also have it on me. We did we encounter that tunnel? Does that sound like what we encountered?
No, so when you guys traveled previously, you traveled along the road,
Okay.
and the tunnel you guys went through was where the road intersects the very northern tip
Gotcha.
of the Glass Plateau.
Okay. Were there any? Was this tunnel protected? Was this a tunnel that Asvir did not know himself, or was this his own personal passage?
He showed me the passage. He showed me where it was. But there was a train stuck in the tunnel. Spirits there let me pass.
Why did they let you pass? Was there a phrase, did you have something that allowed you, that marked you as friend?
And you see he rubs like the peach fuzz on his head where his tattoo is. Just this. He let me through. Like they knew to let me through.
What else is beyond the tunnel?
It leads towards the forge and making. To where he is.
Were there any other guards that you know? Any personal guards that he had? What can you tell me of him?
He is largest warforge I've ever seen.
At this point, I would like to cast my channel divinity to basically see what he's seeing. So I'm reading his mind, but I'm picturing it to be like I'm getting those surface images instead of those surface thoughts. Like,
Okay.
not pictures instead of words. I'm trying
Okay.
to see what he says.
So you kind of see a large chamber, but you see because you're almost seeing it from his eyes.
His viewpoint.
In his memory. This warforge probably standing about 8-9 feet tall. Just very large. Blades coming off of his shoulders. And blades all up and down his arms. I don't know, Steel, did you ever tell them about the one you saw in your dreams?
Yeah, we all ended up having a bit of a heart-to-heart about our
Okay. Yeah, so it sounds
visions.
very similar to the one that Steele had seen in his dreams. As he kind of goes through and tries to describe as best he can.
Sure.
He always has some gods with him. But the body's not the body's not perfect. He has to charge from time to time.
Where does he charge? Did you see this?
It's a platform in the room. He was attached to it when I showed up. He didn't move until he detached.
Brandon, write faster. Move your fingers quicker, Brandon.
You can always go back and take notes again
Yeah,
off of the
just
VOD too.
I think about it, but it's
Yeah.
The school learning is beat into
He's
me.
in the moment, so it's hard to.
Yeah, no.
I think at this point, is there anything else you can remember? Anything that might help us stop him? I know you were once deep in his camp, but this is a chance to save people free. A chance to, for you, perhaps revenge, as he
And
has taken from you.
He just kind of looks down at the table for a minute. I still felt him. Even after he took my powers. He was still there. Until I left the Mournlands. I could feel him in my head.
I have a question for you, 3. What you have given me has been most helpful. I thank you for this.
So
Do
the
you
least I can do.
Do you feel any remorse for what you have done?
He doesn't say anything, but you get a twinge of regret coming through his thoughts.
I then turn to the servants and say, I will need a chapel, please.
And they kind of go off, and one of the doors opens up, and there's a small chapel.
I say, I am but a vassal of the church. I am not. Forgiveness is of the gods. I cannot absolve you of things that you may have done. But I can assist if you would like to pay atonement. And if he is willing, I will spend the hour while we're down here in this chapel to use the ceremony spell.
Okay. And what portion of ceremony are you planning on using?
Well, he's coming of age, but a very old age. So probably not that one.
No.
But I'm thinking atonement.
Told me you touch one with a creature, his alignment has changed. Okay. Um, interesting. Go ahead, give me an insight check.
Yeah, it's more for like the flavor. I don't know if
Yeah,
it will.
no, yeah, no, I see what you're doing with it. Um,
Um, so I will and I will. This seems I sense it in him about this, and so I will use a gift of luck uh token.
okay.
All right, let's see if we can do it. We don't.
Okay. You go through the ritual and you kind of get a sense that there's maybe he hasn't fully given in to his resentment yet, or his willingness to accept what he's done. Like he's still kind of holding back a little bit. There's still a part of him that thinks maybe what he was doing was right, and he just can't seem to let that go right now. Maybe after several years of therapy, but
I mean, it's not like he's got it. Um,
yeah,
that was Brandon, not Halceres. But
yeah.
I will then. I think we have made uh headway here. I thank you for your assistance, and I will have the servants make for him a comfortable room with books and whatnot, but that can be locked from the outside.
Okay. Yep. And so they
Because
kind of set up something almost like a small little study with an even bigger, more comfortable chair that he can just kind of.
Halceres is worried that if you know if the lingering effects and if our enemy can see through his eyes, then perhaps maybe an extra dimensional space will keep him safe, and if not, I don't want him to be able to see out anywhere. I don't want him to
Yep.
reveal anything.
No, makes sense.
And
Okay.
I will lock it, and then I imagine we'll stop somewhere along the path. So I guess I will just pour over my own notes until we stop for a bathroom break or whatever.
Okay. So as a well, you actually have a privy down there. So
Well, I mean, for them, they'll have
yeah.
to use it at some point.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll stop.
You know, it's the one aspect of adventuring that nobody ever really talks about during their campaign.
Stopping for body breaks. Yep.
Hey, poop happens.
Mm-hmm.
All right. While you're having this very heartfelt conversation down within your new home, the rest of you are traveling across the plains. Are you trying to stick to the road? As your hover horses zoom along the ground. Which direction are you? Which direction? Because you guys were not made aware of what Halceres just found out. Who's taking the lead?
How far can we
Uh,
travel? I didn't know if because we wouldn't
So
make it to the mist in a day, would we?
no, it's probably going to
Not
be a
on a
couple of
horse.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your hover horses move just a little bit faster than horses do, mainly because they don't have to stop and rest.
Sure.
We'll probably start off sticking to the road, and when we break for lunch or whatever,
Okay.
we'll see how Cyrus at that point, and if he wants to update us, he can.
Yep. Okay. So you guys go through. You stop about midway through, so you guys can check on Halceres, grab a bite to eat, use the privy.
Yeah, I let you all know. I was able to discern certain things from three. While until such time is not necessary anymore, I would like for him to remain within his rooms. It is possible that as we might once we once we cross in, pass through the mist, it is possible that Azir's touch might still be upon him, and as long as he does not know anything, he cannot reveal anything.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So I'm gonna say you guys can travel about 40 miles in an 8-hour period. With the horses.
Yeah. I mean, it also, like, we can probably push it a little bit because it's not like we have to stop and make camp anywhere. We
Right.
just kind of crawl into a box.
Yeah, so looking at it, you guys are probably, now that you're kind of have a destination point in mind, you guys are looking maybe another day and a half before you reach the Dead Gray Mist.
Looking over my notes and then like the overlay and where 3 pointed us, those ruins line up with anything on like the old maps of what is this, Seer?
So it was a small little, it was a town basically.
Okay.
That it was just a good stopping point, but it was a way for people to get, they use this train that you kind of knew a little bit about because the 12 were involved in helping get this set up, that allowed people to get from Making to the road going through Seer.
Okay.
Because at that point there was no lightning rail going through that area.
Fair.
So it was more of a way station in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a junction kind of thing, like
Kinda,
a terminal. Yeah. Okay. So I point out on the maps and say, roughly by this heading, we should just continue making our way eastward, and we will find the road most likely if we just continue going east. Or we could follow the road entirely up through the morning, but I mean, that will add time to our trip. What do you all think?
I think heading east is fine.
Yeah. Wherever you say.
Yeah.
Can I incite my own thought process? Does that make sense that we will cross, like we'll hit a highway? Or
I don't
is it...
trust myself right now.
Well, so looking at the maps and stuff you have, you know that there is a road that went north to south along where the Glass Plateau is, and you guys did cross where the intersection was before when you took that northern road going east last time.
If I remember, that went pretty badly, but you know, that's a wholly different situation.
Well,
now there's a different tunnel. Hooray!
So this time you would be approaching a road perpendicular instead of going along the road like you did last time.
Yeah, I mean, what could possibly go wrong with going into another tunnel into the morning?
Nothing at all.
Unless anyone wishes to see the old familiar sights, I think probably we will just pass.
Yeah. Could do without those.
Okay. So you all proceed on your journey. Partway through the afternoon, you guys come across a small little outcropping of trees. The sun getting ready to go down, but you see the elongated shadows from the trees. And Echo, or no, Taryn, you got the highest passive perception. You
Just
catch
by a bit.
just by a bit.
It's fine. No need to point fingers.
You catch a glint of metal from underneath one of the trees.
I'm driving, right?
Yep.
And it's on our right. Echo.
Yes,
3
you're right.
o'clock.
Turn towards my 3 o'clock.
2:30.
So you look
okay.
So you see this outcropping of trees, and that in the shadow underneath the trees, you just see a few different glints of metal kind of popping up now.
yell over to the I guess Steel. Steel's driving as well. Just yell over to Steel. They see something, and then I turn and go to the trees, or approach the trees.
Okay.
Are we just veering off in that direction now? Okay.
He's controlling the hover horse.
I follow his lead.
So Steel, you see him. He says that and then veers off.
Could I have gotten into the hover horse after
Yeah.
our lunch
Yeah.
break? Okay.
Yeah.
So- I have one of the menagerie. Do you want one of the menagerie to watch, or would Biscuit sit in my lap?
They can go either way. It doesn't matter. They can.
I'm gonna say you
jump in
probably
the
gotta
box.
have one of them in the chest. I would say.
Oh well, actually, wouldn't one fit on the other hover horse?
Not with the box.
Not with the box. The
I
box.
thought the box was on the trunk. Okay,
No,
the box is in
no,
there.
box
Okay.
has got to take up a space.
Okay. Anyway, I'll have Biscuit stand on the little levitating pad and have his paws out of the box. Just kind of watching.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys want to leave the box open, absolutely. Nothing bad can happen from that.
No,
I
not
gotta
at
say
all.
like that.
Okay, so you guys head over towards the trees, and as you get closer, you see them. It almost looks like it might be a small pile of coins mixed amongst the grass and tree and leaves.
It's just in the we're not in the morning yet, right?
No, it's kind of like on the ground underneath this tree. For some reason, it caught your attention.
I want to roll something. I don't know if it's insight, investigation, just because it's now it seems suspicious, just randomly out here coins.
That's going to be an investigation.
I do investigation.
How close are we driving to them, Taryn?
22. I mean, just within. I'm not getting like like putting the bumper on it, but
So, all right. So with the 22 investigation, you're kind of looking because something seems off about this. Something definitely doesn't seem right. And you look and you notice that the coins are sitting on what looks to be a watermelon rind.
oh, that's
Isn't
fun.
there a watermelon with the ship?
Yeah. I stare off, stare off, and head towards House Stairs, and Steel.
Oh, you know who we have not accounted for through this yet?
She's in a box.
Yeah, Olana.
Yeah, she's in a box, exploring and doing whatever. She's in a
Okay.
box.
I gave her blueprints. She's building.
Okay.
That works too.
All right. So you see the coins, you see the watermelon rind. What are you doing?
So yeah, I see those. I stare off towards House Stairs and Steel and say, "Oh well, watermelon rinds and coins. Sound familiar?"
The trout?
Let's go. Why don't we
Those
move
sisters? Is that what they're called? Is that what they were?
Yeah, and we're just. I guess we just speed off.
Okay, but how do they keep following us? Is there a way
Weird
that they're
shadow
tracking
boat.
us?
I don't know.
now? Weird, yeah.
Do I have an idea of how they're tracking us?
I'm
No.
gonna cast the invisibility, and I'm gonna say, Tyrion, put your eyes on.
And then I cast True Seeing.
Okay. So you don't see anything invisible around you or anything in the ethereal plane at this point? But do you just keep it on as you guys proceed forward?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
lasts for an hour.
yeah, it lasts for an
Yeah.
hour or so.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys travel forward and you continue on your way. And the first day comes to an end. You guys are about halfway to the border of the mists. Do you guys wish to push through the night, or are you just gonna go ahead and camp for the evening.
We should camp.
Hmm. Maybe they'll
Alright.
make an appearance and we can finally confront them. I don't know.
Steel, your vision with the menagerie is able to be through the box.
I can't see what they're doing. I can give them some basic commands. They understand what I'm saying and they understand you guys, but
Yeah,
no,
they
it's
don't
not-
work
it's
like
not quite
familiars.
that-
Okay.
But we'll all make camp out here, I think. It's good to have the supplies and stuff in the box that we need.
I'd say anyone who is on watch could be outside and then.
I think it's
Or
best
do you
we
want-
keep at least watch and maybe 2 people outside the box. It'd be difficult to get out of the box quickly if we needed backup.
Very well. Do you wish to play with the cube?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
Is the cube big enough to be like a motorcycle tarp over our hover horses?
So it's a 10-foot radius dome, if I remember right.
I think it's a cube
Yeah.
for us, but
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's a
so it'd
cube. Yeah,
be-
it's a
it'd
so
be
a 20 foot
20 foot
yeah.
diameter. So yeah.
20 by 20 by 20. So yeah.
I mean, we could do it like a motorcycle tarp where it like is the front half is covered and then like the back wheels stick out like a actual biker tent.
I'm just gonna make a nice, comfy room for everybody. I'm gonna make it completely opaque as well, so that it can't be seen in from the outside. But
Okay.
I forget. Can that be treated as a see-through mirror? One-sided.
Let me
Is it like
Two-way?
is it like having blackout tint?
Two-way mirror.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'm
two-way
a-
mirror.
I was looking up tiny hut and instead I put tiny mirror because that's what you were talking about. Just let me
Oh, I could think.
yeah, so I think you can kind of see, you can see out, but they can't see in. We'll go with
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Deal. Let's do that.
Perfect.
Okay. All right.
Okay, even better. We don't need to set a fire. We can actually just we'll just put a dining table at the base of the ladder, and then we can have lunch while someone eats, and then we'll just kind of
You know
come
what?
back up.
You know what? I bet you that the servants could actually just bring us our food and we could set it out. If we take food outside of it, does the food come with us?
So you try that the first time and the food does not, like, as soon as you hit the threshold, the food just disappears.
I will go down and I will use the kitchen and I will cook food from the stores we brought with us.
That will come back out with you. Yes.
And I will bring that up and we can picnic in the dome, and we'll be able to see the night sky and we'll be hopefully completely safe.
Yes. Because tiny hut helps a lot, unless you got a DM who likes to dispel it. Okay.
I just ask Tyrion, would, when she is not present in riding on the horses or not, would Delana be willing to watch over 3, just to make sure he does not exit his rooms?
I look at her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever you need me to do.
It would be most helpful. He I do not think
to
he
do
would.
that too, just in case.
Well,
she gets
a
some
whole
sleep.
bunch of them. Yeah, but I am just.
They barricade his door at all times.
I think honestly, I don't want to be that person, but kind of. I asked the servant. I'm like, is it possible to build a room, and then have him be in it, and then take away the door? We could put it back later.
No.
Okay.
That is what locks are for.
But so, because you check in on him, you do notice that he's pretty much, he's he's just accepting his current fate right now. He's
Can we
I
not
mean,
make-
he's in an assisted living facility right now.
Right, I was
basically,
gonna say,
yeah.
can we make it a small like personal apartment, like a loft
Yeah.
apartment, so it's got a kitchen and a bathroom and his futon,
It's like when you see in
his
movies, you
favorite
got that
chair.
you got that person who's in jail, but his jail cell is like decked out with all the fancy stuff.
The minimum security prison, like
Yeah.
it's just an adult daycare.
Mhm.
All right.
Exactly.
Perfect.
But
it's
he's just pretty much he understands his current situation, and he seems to be spending his time reflecting right now. But the evening goes by quietly. You
I
take your-
ask Steve or Tyrion. Um, I took a glance at that book when Echo showed me, but there was interesting magics in the back.
Yeah.
Would you care to study these together?
Well, I don't mind. Yeah, I can start a book club.
More of practical practice, perhaps.
Yeah.
I like a book club.
Sure. Steele, you want to get in on this? Starting Shadow Magic Book Club.
Of course, absolutely. Book clubs are always fun.
All right.
I
We only have one copy, and I do not know if you will be able to read it, but we will write it out.
I've read a little bit of it once.
Oh.
It was kind of hard to catch, but
Very well. Yeah. So then I go through and read some shadow magic with
All right.
everybody.
Yeah, so you guys kind of go through that for a little while before you lay down. You sleep. You wake up the next day. You got something, Steele, or
I was gonna say, is Halceris doing bedtime reading to all of us out of the big book?
Out of the big book of
once upon a time, the shadow giants.
It's that dark
Um,
tome of unreadable words.
Bound in flesh.
Bound in flesh, covered in blood, probably. It's all the worst
Yeah.
stereotypes.
It's like reading the Necronomicon to your
It
child.
is
Press
100%.
Yeah. But yeah, the evening goes by. You wake up the next day. You guys set back out, and the day goes by pretty uneventful. You notice, though, as you get closer and closer, you see the mist rising on the horizon. And you notice that there's just not as much wildlife here as there has been. Memories of last time you approached the mist come back to you. The things you faced while you were inside the Mournlands last time. The living houses. The well that was a mimic. The little orphan children. But you guys still approach. And you now, as you approach about mid-afternoon, you are now at the edge of the dead gray mist. Do you guys just plunge right in, or do you pause for a moment?
I think perhaps one. What time is it about when we finally approach? Like
About
what?
3, 4 o'clock-ish, maybe, we'll say.
I think perhaps one last night on the outside.
Yeah.
yeah, that's not a bad idea. can see
I
if-
start. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say we can see if we can get the hut back again and Get that going.
If they get that going, Halceris is going to ritually like start doing some prep stuff because we're about to go into it. Eh, the main one though is before we get in there, Halceris in his a study that he has made in the box,
Yep.
um, puts up the map, puts all of his notes everywhere around him, borrows some of Steele's notes, if you will, about Warforged and whatnot, and ritually casts the spell Eidetic Memory.
Okay.
And so Eidetic Memory is concentration for 1 hour. When you cast the spell, you remember everything you have ever read or heard in the past. This grants you a +10 bonus when you are making intelligence checks for the duration. And I'm basically just, yeah, all the stuff you mentioned, all like the mimics, the terrifying fast children, all that jazz. I'm running through all of it and like, is there anything we are missing or need to prepare for going through this? Basically, yeah, it's what I'm
Yep.
kind of going at.
So
So
Alceris is giving himself an on-purpose PTSD flashback.
yes,
Pretty much,
basically.
yeah. I'm leaning into basically it's how Ceres opens up the room in the box and then opens up his mind palace in another box.
Yeah.
Does the whole Sherlock thing.
It's an inception of a box in a box in a box.
We're
don't-
3 layers down.
And you don't know if the cat's dead or alive until you open it.
But yeah, so if I can make a history check,
Yep.
just to try to
Give me the history
Kinda.
check, and you got an additional +10 on that.
and I'm gonna gift of luck it too.
Okay. Another one of those wonderful spells you like to use from our friends
Yeah.
at Cobalt
Thank you.
Press.
Thank you, Cobalt Press. Deep Magic. Check it out.
Yeah.
Available on Shard Tabletop, TGT Shard 20, save 20%. That is 27 for the first. Well, actually, that's 37 for the first one.
Okay.
And yeah, so we'll just we'll stay at an even 37.
Okay. So with a 37, yeah. So you thinking back, you had the creepy little quick, like undead orphan children, whatever they were. You turned into a potted plant at one point. I think you turned into a tulip, if I remember correctly. You guys went into the glass plateau of the tunnel where shadows of yourself came out and attacked. You also fought some black oozes while you were in there. That when you sliced them or cut them with slashing damage, they split into two. You also, a bright light emanated from that, and you guys were teleported to the village that turned around and became living mimics. But you own a tavern. There's a tavern there that you guys have a deed for. You remember Sebastian coming in, swooping in, and rescuing you. You remember all the Warforged that you've dealt with, the mechanical T-Rex, the mechanical Hydra that seemed to be able to just morph itself into multiple heads, the Warforged that exploded when you killed them, the little Warforged orbs that would float around shooting magic missiles at you. Just kind of remembering everything you guys have come across up to this point.
Do I discern from all of that in my wisdom, do I discern anything that I think would be useful? That's kind of what I'm trying to get at. Is just like what would be things to plan, things to prep, or things I'm forgetting.
So with a 37, the biggest thing that stands out to you through all of this is every Warforged that has been part of this have all seemed to have been of a singular mind. As if for some reason, the hive mind of these Warforged have managed to stretch not just within the Mournlands, but beyond. All the way up to the 12. All the way into the Talenta Plains. And all the way down to the southwest into Sharn. They all seem to be one mind spanning the entirety of Corvair.
I think at that, Alceres has a moment of like a "that's so Raven" look on his face and runs to Three's room, casts enhance ability on him again, probably scaring the old man. But Three, but was there a means of broadcast, an antenna, something transmitting this place where he charged? Was there any form of relay?
I didn't see one, but there was wires. There was wires leading into the walls. Large cables or pipes, or they followed the walls up and into the walls.
Was there, from on the outside looking at making, was there a spire, anything?
There's a couple spires that stick out of the top of the plateau.
Is this charging station beneath one?
It's hard to tell.
Thank you. Please enjoy your gelatin. It looks delicious. Lime is also my favorite. And I will shut the door.
Okay.
I sprint to steal. Like, and everyone else, I'm just like, I had the epiphany. And yeah, I
Lightning
just
struck my brain. I'm sorry.
I just yell like, or it's like emphatic, just like all the things I'm just word vomiting everything I've just kind of learned, and then asking him like, if we stop the transmission, the hive mind at its source, it will nullify everything. Yes.
I mean, it sounds reasonable. Yeah. It. So long as it's not telepathic. I mean, if this
Even
is a.
sure, but even with telepathy, there is bounds. But to be able to spread it all over the continent, there must be some form of booster, some signal transmitter, something.
That is my hope. None of my creations have had any telepathic connection to me, but I've never intentionally forced my will on them. I don't know.
Echo, what are you doing while this is going on?
I'll be honest, since I was gonna actually lean into Tyrion and say I didn't catch half of that. Because how Sarah said he like just like, are you getting any of this? What?
I think I
Very
got the other
Doc
half.
Brown. Just I hit my head on the toilet. And I thought about it.
I think I caught the other half.
Gigawatts.
Something about hive minds and telepathy.
Yeah, I've got the gist.
Okay. Are we
yeah.
just we're cutting off the source? Is that the plan?
Yeah, blow it up. It's all done. That's basically the plan. The
All
thought, at least the theory.
Alceres, how did you come to this epiphany?
Ooh, House Earth is coming down a little bit off his eidetic memory. Little nosebleed. It was through my interview with three, but I was going over everything that we have downstairs, the maps, the notes, all of the road that has led us to this point. Everything. The Warforged have not been marching of their own volition. It has been a shadow cast over all of them thus far. It has been of a singular purpose.
Can I do an arcana or an investigation or some other check of my own memories of the dream when I was in his lab?
Okay. Yeah. It's gonna be history.
Okay.
Why is House Harris being so like hesitant to tell us that?
Oh,
Go ahead.
Mostly because it is just a very complicated spell. Did not want to bore you. But it was just, I mean, it is one I picked up while we were in Sean. It encapsulates memory. It brightens synapses, so you are able to properly focus.
Is that something you could do to me? Because I've been in his lair in my dream, but I don't think that was a dream. I think it was maybe some kind of connection to this broadcast. I don't know. But if I could remember the inside of that layer, I might be able to give us some more information on where to find whatever this is, or if it exists.
I am not sure I can give it to you, but I can help you remember. I can try a little bit of my own magic, and I just like charge my hands with the. I touch my 1 second. Let me pull them up. I'm a cleric. I should know my own gods. I touch my my pendant, my marker of the sovereign host, and I pray to Arion, sovereign of law and lore, who was said to be the first wizard and the one who reveals arcane magics. And I will clasp my hands to Steel's head and bring it to my head and cast. I mean, enhance ability is what I've got.
Could you read my Could you read my mind?
Oh yeah, can I do the same thing I did to 3? So like try to watch him, like basically sees what he's seeing in his mind eye.
And I will cast enhance ability on myself in an attempt to increase my ability as well.
Okay.
Well then I'll give you guidance.
And then mind meld.
Mind meld.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, okay.
We're going Vulcan, guys.
I mean, this is interesting. Okay. I'm gonna, even if it's not, I'm saying rule of cool. I like it.
Okay, so if you give yourself enhance ability, I will channel divinity and I will give you some guidance.
Okay, so you can read my thoughts and I give you. So you get surface thoughts, but whatever I'm thinking about, right?
Yep.
Okay, fun times. Okay, we will try that one more time with advantage.
And a D4. Oh, get that D4! Get that D4!
All right, a 24.
We didn't break 25. I was hoping for the 25. But
Okay.
still good. 24 is good.
A 24 is not bad. A 24 is
great.
not nothing to shame.
To attempt to
Recall
remember
a dream.
recall the dream and what I saw inside. And could I, well, I guess, how much do I remember? Or like, how much
Yep.
do I remember what the interior looked like?
Right. So you kind of remember he wasn't fully a robe or a warforged at the time. He was still partially himself, but he'd already transferred like half of his body to become a warforged, and he was standing looking out over an open floor with just a mass army of warforged.
I remember from the dream, and I'm gonna talk to Halceris a bit. He was in a room overseeing what I guess is the forge. And now that I've seen a forge, does it look similar to the one we saw before?
Kind of, yeah. Just much on a much larger scale.
Larger than the one that was in the other city, in Metro.
Yeah.
Okay. And can I take a look around in my memory at this point, with Halceris's help, and try to see if anything in here looks like some sort of broadcast, something that would link all these.
Not that you recall.
Okay.
There was a lot of tubes and stuff going through the area, connected to various panels and crystal screens and stuff like that. But you don't remember seeing any kind of antenna or anything like that.
Can I remember the layout of the room and maybe some of the surrounding area from what I saw?
So it was a large one of the crystals in the middle of the room, and what probably a couple hundred warforged troops, and then the very large warforged kind of sitting off in the distance.
But he was in like an office. We were in an office,
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, he was in something looking out over this.
Right. Can I see anything in that room, in that space? Either the layout or the
You just see
entrances, exit.
You see a panel that was sitting in front of him with different levers and knobs and some buttons and stuff, but you couldn't really make out what it was. But you remember it was some sort of control panel that he was in front of.
Can I do an investigation or arcana or something to see?
Your history check was just you recalling this.
Yes, but understanding is the other question. Do I understand what it does now?
No.
Okay.
And you kind of pretty much get the same sense, Halceris. And you actually get the sense of almost frustration from Steele because he can't.
One thing I would say, seeing him, Asrier, in this form of Steele's memory, and then seeing him in the form of Three's memory, is there anything organic left of the man Asrier?
So kind of getting this, because you kind of saw some of the stuff that Steele was seeing. That large figure, the large warforged that was sitting in the back of the room that he was looking out over, is the body of what Three saw.
Sure. Just to put it plainly, I'm wondering if he is like fully mech, or is he got a General Grievous thing going on where there's some organic.
Does he have a soft, squishy part?
From what you saw, it looks to be full warforged.
Okay.
Before we go, Halceris, do you understand any of the stuff in this room? the panel or any of its contents? I mean, we've seen another creation forge, but does any of this make any sense to you?
Does it? Anything I see, kind of?
Nope.
I am afraid perhaps he has made some updating. He is. I kind of focus Steele's memory back to the body, and I'm like, currently he is this, as far as 3 is concerned, but it is not all lost just yet. I do not think.
Are you all doing this inside the mansion, or are you doing this inside your hut on the outside?
I think I probably was in the mansion when I did the eidetic memory,
Okay.
and then like came upstairs out to talk to Steele.
Yeah. I've
Okay.
been keeping outside the hut mostly
Okay, so you guys are all outside. So, Echo.
because I have to be. I would assume I can't maintain concentration on the hut if I'm inside an extra dimension.
That's true too. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so Echo, looking kind of because you're not quite catching everything that Halceris is talking about, so you're just kind of your eyes are wandering a bit, and you see what looks to be a shadow of a figure walking towards you from within the mist.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. I will alert everyone. Actually, are Steele and Halcera still in their moment?
Yeah, they're kind of.
That's
still
fine.
having-
So I won't destroy them. I'll like nudge Tyrion and be like, there's something coming towards us.
How far out is it?
So it's within the mist.
But do we know how far into the mist versus
You
where-
can't quite tell. You just see like a growing shadow of it looks like some sort of humanoid figure walking towards you.
Just one?
Looks like it's just one.
All right. So I pull out the viceroy and I go to, I don't know. Well, we're in the dome, right? It's
You guys are in
Yeah,
in
they
your
can't
cube,
see
yeah.
us, right?
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah,
slip,
I just
slip out of the cube, maybe?
no.
No?
I'll pull Echo back in the cube.
Maybe I
We
just
don't-
throw my
I'm-
boomerang at it. Like,
we'll just watch it for now. We'll just keep an eye on it.
So, okay, you kind
is
of
our is our dome invisible to the outside?
so
It's
it is
opaque.
camouflaged. It's
Okay.
opaque. So it looks like a large, almost. Well, normally if it's a dome, it looks like a large lump, but this is kind of.
A
They
hut.
can't see into it, but they can tell there's
Like-
something there.
Like, have you ever seen a deer hunting blind or like a duck hunting blind? Kind of
Yeah.
like
Kind
that.
of like that, yeah.
I
Just
thought it was
a
gonna be like a
big cube.
mirage of sorts, but okay.
But you hear a voice on the wind. Echo! Taryn! Steel! Alceris! Where are you guys?
I don't know who to trust that voice.
Yeah, we don't. No, you stay.
Hello?
Sound familiar?
Does it sound familiar?
I feel like it would because the person only mentioned 4 names out of 5.
Well, we're gonna get into that next session.
Okay.
And we'll find out who is approaching you from the mists. So looks like I know next week we will not be streaming. As one of us will be out of town, and I think the week after that also we will be short someone. So for the next 2 weeks we won't be streaming, but the week after that we will be back with a full cast from what it's looking like at the moment. So it looks like we may have Ro back here very soon.
Yes.
All right.
Someone who sounds like her.
Or somebody that sounds like her. Absolutely. But before we go ahead, call it quits for the evening. We're just gonna. I know there's one big, huge thing we got to talk about. I don't know how we can forget it. I mean, what is it, Sid? What do we got?
Alrighty. So, guess what? We've teamed up with GaryCon this month on the road to GaryCon. You can reserve your spot at GaryCon starting tomorrow, March 23rd to 26th, 2023, at the Grand Geneva Resort in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. You can register now for virtual gameplay. You must register for a virtual badge to play in the virtual game, and you can get digital swag. Several of the Games Tavern cast will be streaming a special one-shot, Death in Freeport, sponsored by Green Ronin Press, live on the GaryCon channel March 26th at 7 p.m. Eastern. So keep watching the Games Tavern for more announcements, as more cool stuff will be added all month on the march to GaryCon.
That's right.
Also, on our March to GaryCon, you can check out our other shows here at the Games Tavern. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, we have Whiskey, Magic, and Destruction. The situation has gotten steamy as several members of the party have found romance, and the risks are running high as they prepare to meet with the local crime lord to exchange goods for secrets on how to enter the Waterclock Guild's crypts. And on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, we have First Knights. The Jedi head for Duro, making a pit stop in Corilla on their way for some upgrades to be done to their ship. They take a slight detour to see some Sand Panther kittens, but once back on track, they take a tour of Duro Yard and identify the man probably responsible for bugging their ship, the local Aratech Yard manager. Why does that name sound familiar?
So I think Echo wants to join them to go look at the Panther kittens.
Oh my
Sand
god,
Panther
that's so
kittens.
cute. Sand Panthers.
Sand Panther kittens.
Well, and if you just by some crazy happenstance miss the Sand Kittens or Sand Panther Kittens, don't forget to subscribe to the Games Tavern YouTube channel. You can do that right now. Subscribing is free, and you get access to a whole bunch of old shows, new shows, all the stuff that comes out there, and you can catch up on your favorite moments like that one. And all the shows, it helps support all of us, and we would love to see some comments in there and get to know you there as well.
And you can even go back and catch some of these dreams that they're trying to recall and stuff like that, and see what had happened back then. Even go back and check out this first 2 or 3 times they failed to actually befriend the elk.
I mean, we don't have to reminisce about it, but see it for yourselves.
Some of
exactly.
us failed. Some of us didn't even have a chance to try.
Yeah. Yep.
Some
Well,
of
you
us were
just
too
didn't care
scared to
enough.
try.
But I know we got something else. We got to thank our friends, right?
As always, a huge thank you to our friends at Shard Tabletops for sponsoring our show. Go to the link in chat to check it out yourself and use code TGT Shard 20 to get your 20% discount on your DM Pro and other subscriptions. I know you're going to ask again, so that's TGT Shard 20 for a 20% discount.
20%.
20%. And the way it's set up helps a lot too, because our lovely cleric here in the group loves to pull all that Kobold Press deep magic stuff on me, and I can just quickly pull it up and see what that spell's all about. Makes it really easy to play and run these games. But with that all being said, it's been a pleasure having you all here tonight. We look forward to seeing you in 3 weeks when we come back. Stay dirty, everyone.
Bye.